Okay, let's dive right into this explainer. Today we're unpacking one of the absolute most satisfying, dramatic confrontations from our source material. We're talking about a complete masterclass in the stark contrast between fake wealth and grounded reality. It's this deeply tense, highly entertaining clash of personalities that just perfectly captures our modern obsession with status. And, we get to see exactly what happens when someone's meticulously crafted, totally fake facade crashes headfirst into the actual truth. We're starting right in the heat of the moment. Manya looks right at our protagonist, Shivangi, and drops this insanely condescending line, telling her she literally lacks the status to even be employed. It immediately establishes Manya's aggressive, almost desperate need to assert dominance. This isn't just about winning an argument, right? It's a calculated power play. She's trying to fundamentally devalue Shivangi as a human being based entirely on her own twisted perception of social class. And this brilliantly illustrates the core conflict we're exploring today. It's your classic showdown. On one side, you have Manya, who completely embodies the fake rich trope, someone using materialism as both a shield to hide behind and a weapon to attack others. On the other side, Shivangi, a humble, honest, super grounded protagonist who absolutely refuses to be intimidated by these empty, flashy displays of wealth. But before we break down the specific tactics used in this clash, I want you to really ask yourself, how far would you go? Why do people feel this intense, suffocating need to construct these elaborate fake realities in the first place? Because as we're about to see, Manya goes to lengths that are, frankly, astonishing, all just to maintain this flimsy illusion of superiority that she so desperately craves. Section 1. Clash of ego and reality. Every great confrontation needs a spark, right? And this one starts with a totally unprovoked attack. What's so fascinating here is Shivangi's incredible resilience. Manya zeroes in on Shivangi's cleaning job, calling it humiliating and acting all shocked that a former school topper would stoop so low. But Shivangi, she doesn't crumble at all. She completely flips the script. She fiercely defends her honest labor, says she actually enjoys her work, and then drops this beautifully subtle insult, proudly stating that she minds her own business, which of course is a direct hit at Manya, who is openly and aggressively interfering in hers.
Section 2. Weapons of fake wealth. So, when Manya realizes she can't shame Shivangi for honest work, she pivots and brings out the heavy artillery.
Let's break down the specific arsenal Manya tries to flex here. First, she flashes a diamond ring, claiming it costs more than Shivangi's lifetime earnings. What does that show? A massive need for immediate, crushing financial superiority. Then she brings out strawberries she insists are imported directly from abroad, just this desperate thirst to appear cultured and globally elite. And finally, she touts a credit card with unlimited shopping access, which ironically just compensates for her own profound lack of real ownership. Every single item she flaunts is a desperate attempt to cover up her own deep-seated insecurities. But Shivangi is just completely unfazed. You have to appreciate the tasteful humor here when Shivangi instantly shatters that imported illusion. She literally looks at the fruit Manya is bragging about and points out how sad and wilted it actually is. It is such a fantastic metaphor for Manya herself. Trying so hard to present something as exotic and high value, when in reality, it's just tired, sad, and entirely fake. Section 3. The Grand House Deception. When the ring and the strawberries totally fail to command respect, Manya decides to go all in. Think about the rapid, almost frantic escalation of this deception. One lie just naturally requires a bigger lie to sustain the illusion. It starts small with a simple insult, then escalates to a physical flex with the ring, skyrockets into inviting everyone to a luxurious mansion she claims is hers, and then peaks in this ultimate power trip trap, offering Shivangi a job as her maid in this fake house. She has literally trapped herself in an incredibly high-stakes lie. Which brings us to the most critical juncture of the whole story. Manya has everyone cornered in what she claims is her own grand home, desperately trying to keep this massive facade from crumbling. But a huge twist is about to walk right through the front door. Section 4. Exposing the big lie. This is where the tension finally snaps. The balloon bursts, and the absolute truth is laid bare for everyone. This is the exact moment the House of Cards collapses. We have Manya's inflated, desperate claim of luxury crashing headfirst into the brutal, unshakable reality delivered by Adarsh. Just imagine the sheer, unfiltered panic Manya must have felt when the actual owner of the house walked in while she was busy giving a fake grand tour. It is palpable. What follows is just a systematic, step-by-step destruction of Manya's ego. Step 1, the arrival of her boyfriend Manish, who just happens to drag his boss, Adarsh, along. Step 2 is pure comedy. Adarsh's genuine confusion at being invited to his own house as a guest. Step 3 hits hard as Manisha's enabler role is exposed and Manya is forced to literally hand back that unlimited credit card she was just bragging about. And Step 4, the absolute cherry on top, Shivangi flawlessly executes a callback, mockingly offering to pay Manya for those pathetic wilted strawberries before walking out. It's a flawless victory for authenticity. Section 5. The high cost of faking. So what actually happens after the illusion is shattered and the dust settles on this intense confrontation? Well, there is a profound psychological takeaway here, and it's a concept called Schadenfreude. It perfectly explains our reaction to this entire sequence. Why does watching Manya's web of lies completely unravel feel so incredibly satisfying to us? It's because she was so arrogant and cruel in her deception. When someone uses fake status to punch down, watching them fall from that imaginary pedestal triggers a very deep, very human sense of justice.
And in the aftermath, we get this beautiful contrast. While Manya's fakeness is heavily punished by total public humiliation, we see Adarsh, the actual wealthy one, taking a completely different approach in a secondary plotline. He tries to win over Shivangi's mother, Arpita, but he doesn't use his money. He uses authentic, albeit incredibly clumsy and messy, attempts to build a real relationship. He carries books, he writes essays, he genuinely tries to be helpful. It's awkward, for sure, but it is real.
So, I'll leave you with this provocative thought to consider. We spend so much time worrying about how we are perceived in this highly curated world, but as we saw with Mayana and Shivangi, the truth always has a way of walking right through the front door. Keep that in mind the next time you see someone desperately flexing their own imported strawberries on your social feed. Thanks for walking through this explainer with me, and stay curious.